You know, this wasn't just a playoff game. It was a test of survival, plain and simple. You had two rising AFC powers meeting in this brutal, turnover-filled slugfest where, really, the only goal was to be the last team standing. So let's get into the story of how the New England Patriots punched their ticket to the AFC Championship in a game they did pretty much everything they could to lose.
Okay, so just picture it. Foxborough in January. We're not just talking cold. We're talking about that miserable mix of snow and rain that turns the field into a total swamp. The football was slick. Just gripping it was a gamble on every single play. And for the Patriots and the Texans, a spot in the conference title game was on the line. I mean, it was a recipe for absolute chaos.
And that, right there, became the only question that mattered. This game wasn't going to be about perfection. No way, perfection was impossible out there. This was all about endurance. Which team was going to overcome their own mistakes, capitalize on their opponents, and just simply be the last one standing when that clock finally hits zero.
And that relentless mindset, well, it started right at the top. In his first year, new head coach Mike Vrabel, a Patriots legend himself, was setting a whole new standard. Just listen to the hunger in that quote. Even after a gritty, ugly playoff win, he's like, nope, we're not satisfied. They didn't just want to be there, they expected to dominate.
So, let's talk about the heart of this game. Pure, unadulterated chaos, all fueled by that brutal New England weather. Honestly, at times it felt less like a professional football game and more like a comedy of errors. Just look at that number for a second. 8. That is how many times these two teams combined gave the ball away. That's the most in any playoff game since 2015. It felt like every other play the ball was on the turf or flying straight into the wrong hands. Just wild. And right here is where the mistakes really tell the whole story. For the Patriots, yeah, Drake Maye had a rough day. Lost 2 fumbles, threw a pick. But on the other side, Stroud had an absolute nightmare. 4 interceptions, all in the first half, and a lost fumble. That's 5 turnovers from your star quarterback. In the playoffs, that's a death sentence.
Texans coach DeMeco Ryans couldn't have said it any plainer. Look, there's no complex analysis needed for this one. When your offense gives the other team the ball 5 times, you are digging a hole that, in the postseason, is just way too deep to climb out of.
But here's the thing. With both offenses basically self-destructing, someone had to win this game. And this is where the Patriots found their edge. While their offense was slipping and sliding all over the field, their defense rose up and completely took control.
In a game this messy, what was the real difference maker? If both quarterbacks are turning it over, who's making the plays that actually swing the momentum and, put points on the board? The answer, without a doubt, was the New England defense. And it wasn't just about forcing turnovers. It was what they did with them. Marcus Jones didn't just get an interception. He took it to the house for 6 points. Carlton Davis III was an absolute drive killer, snuffing out 2 possessions with his picks. And Craig Woodson was a one-man wrecking crew with both a pick and a fumble recovery. They didn't just take the ball, they took the entire game. But this game, it wasn't just about stats. It was about the human drama that was unfolding at the quarterback position. For 2 young leaders, this was a defining but starkly different emotional experience. One of them survived. The other one was crushed. So first, here's Drake Maye. You can almost feel that mix of frustration and pure relief in his words. He knows he was far from perfect. He fumbled 4 times in total. But he also knows that in the end, his team found a way. It's that gritty, we survived mentality. And he gives all the credit to his defense for saving the day.
And then you have Stroud. And this is just raw, unfiltered disappointment. There's no silver lining for him here. He puts the entire loss right on his own shoulders. After a phenomenal season, to have it end with a career-worst performance. Wow, you can just feel the weight of that. Just a brutal end.
So, with the defense just completely dominating and the Texans imploding, the Patriots finally put the game away, securing their ticket to Denver for the AFC Championship.
And there it is, the final score, 28-16. It looks a lot more comfortable than it actually felt, but it tells the whole story, doesn't it? The Patriots weathered the storm of their own mistakes because their defense didn't just stop Houston, they put points on the board themselves.
And if there was one final exclamation point from the offense, it was this right here. Leading 21-16, needing one play to put the game on ice, Drake Maye finds Kayshon Boutte, who makes this spectacular, diving, one-handed grab in the end zone. That was the dagger. Game over.
So let's put this win in perspective, because it's not just one playoff victory. This is their first trip back to the AFC title game in 7 years. It continues an incredible hot streak. They've won 15 of their last 16 games. And crucially, as they head to Denver, they are a perfect 8-0 on the road this season. This team is absolutely battle-tested.
So, the key takeaway here is this: the Patriots proved they can win ugly. They survived a storm of their own making, carried by an elite defense. But it leaves us with one massive question heading into the AFC Championship. They've got a championship-level defense, no doubt about it. But against the best of the best, is that enough? Well, we are about to find out.